Hello, welcome to Invest. We'll talk about investing, finance, and professionalism for today's items only. The investment we're going to talk today will be Ethereum TKTH. It's my second posting as of today. Respect the recording time of 12:08 p.m. on Eastern Time. Ethereum currently $4,676, up about 0.17% so far. On the overall crypto market, beside Algorand, it's relatively flat today, right? Algorand just selling off because the technical seems like it's coming true, selling back down from the $2.20 that we were trying to get to earlier. Now it seems like we're kind of leaning back down to the 210 level, hovering on a sideways fashion, attempting to stay within the level or breaking down to the $201 level, which is technically the next resistance level, as a rebound from there, right? So on the media front, I would say, collectively speaking, it's not that active still. I would say there's just two news that happened in the last, I would say, 4 or 5 hours so far. That are kind of worth mentioning, but kind of regurgitation news that have already been something we've heard prior. So one is on Decrypt 36 minutes ago, talk about with respect to Bitcoin, Ethereum sets all-time high. Solana briefly flipped tether. So it seems like there's this is just more historical recap on what's been happening for basically the last 45 to 47 days, if I'm counting the weekends as well. That for Bitcoin it surged to the 69,000, trying to get to the 70k, and with respect to Ethereum, trying to get to the 5k level, right, hovering around like the 4,871, technically just like 4,900. And it seems like it's just normalizing right now, trade on a sideways fashion, right, with respect to Bitcoin, up about 0.71%, and Ethereum's just up about 0.05% so far, right? And for the level of sustainability, Bitcoin is above the $61,500 level, which is a consolidation level. And with respect to Ethereum, it's around like the 4,250, right? So on the other news front, that's kind of worth mentioning is on Bazinga about 1 hour ago, talk about Kevin O'Leary, again, Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank. He's currently has increased his holding from originally, I believe he's at only 2 to 3% of his portfolio to now 10% invested into crypto, right? And he also mentioned multiple other alternatives to Ethereum beside just Ethereum and Bitcoin. He also talks about like Cardano. He talks about Solana. He even talks about Dogecoin as a hedge. Quite interesting, it's basically his depictions around how he diversified his investments in crypto assets. And then that's pretty much it on the news front. So it's kind of light today, which is the reason why we just kind of flat today as well. It's not that surprising. The market typically translates on the news front, despite how volatile it has been so far. And the news sometimes can pseudo translate into the momentum as well. And that's the momentum that we're seeing right now, which is frankly lack thereof, right? So with respect to Ethereum, currently up about 0.1% basically. And it's just trade on a sideways fashion. We have tried to basically sustain the current level. We are still within the death cross area. We are at the 63 out of 70. So it's not the best level to buy at despite being flat right now. It's just a matter of time when we complete the oscillation to come back down to more of a cooler level, right? Right now we're still running relatively hot, right? But in the perfect world, ideally we should be just dragging on for like weeks and months from here on the same level going forward, right? Because by doing that, we have no choice but to deplete the RSI back to a normalized level. And on a MACD, is still curving up, slowly. So we might see some sustainability around the level that we're at right now, maybe break to 5,150, which is technically the level that we typically see, and then subsequently sell back down, right? And the reason I say not 5,000 is either we go to like the 4,900-ish level, which is the level we got, or break above 4,000, or break above 5,000, a little bit over, because it's the over reaction from the market, right? In a psychological perspective, people buy in as we hit that 5,000 is a momentum play, right? Which incentivized to go up to like the 5,150. And the reason I say this number is because that's the level that we've gotten before, like the 4,150, 3,150 is a reason why that is the case, right? It's like that overreaction, subsequent drive to get to that level as a consolidation platform, right? So something to watch out for. So Ethereum I would just hold for now. Bitcoin I would say is comparable. We're still in the death cross area, the 60 out of 70. So ideally selling back down to the 60K to somewhere around like the 56 to somewhere around like the 53. But ideally I think the better level will be the 53 to the 48, right? That would be more of a risk averse level in terms of the conservatism that I have, right? Dogecoin is at 26 cents right now. We're still in the bearish state, so right now ideally buy it somewhere around like the 23 to the 20 cents would be much more logical. Cardano right now, it's curving down, so still in the bearish state right now. Ideally, just wait for it to cool back down to the 201, and if we break 201, we're gonna go to the 187. That's just the way it is. And if we break 187, we're going to have a long way to go to 145 because we have a large gap here. We might test a little bit on the 170 first, but you could see how, unsubstantive that is, right? Solana down up about 3% so far. Right now just sustaining, try to go back up again. But we know we're at the 60 out of 70. So it's going to be relatively difficult to keep leaping up because of the fact that we have already squeezed a lemon for quite some time now, and we got to the 260. Can we see more buying pressure? Even though we've been surging for the last 45 days so far, we still at the overbought level. We could, but that's mainly just retail investors chasing in. So we'll see as we form that curvature downward from here, and we form that cross section, and we'll see how low is the lower apex is gonna form. As we form that valley, we're going to reverse back up and ideally, break all-time high all over again. So something we have to watch out for. But in terms of buying now, I don't think the risk is in your favor based on how it's set up right now. XRP is up about 1.61%. Currently trying to, again, right, go to the 130, which we got canceled out many times. So I think the likelihood of actually going up again will be low because of the fact we're forming a cross-section downward right now. And right now we are, as we break the 120, we're gonna come back to 110, obviously, with the 55 out of 70 right now, and that's the more ideal level to go down from. So polkadot right now is up about 3.5% right now. It's not the best setup because this is a reverse valley, and this is kind of like a head and shoulder, if you may, right? The shoulders, head, right? So this is a very, very bearish pattern with the 52 out of 70s, and we still in the bearish state. So ideally selling back down to the 42. Ideally selling back down to, frankly, the 30 to the 25 is much more logical. Algorand's down about 5.22% right now, at the 63 out of 70. So right now it's basically contemplating, do we go up to the 230 again, which we got canceled many times? Can we go to 220 again, which we got canceled many times as well? So ideally, because of the fact we're still overbought, I will just wait until we cool back down to the 160 to 152 from here. Shiba Inu is still selling off. There's no signs of reversing yet. So ideally, again, right at the the 2750 to the 900 from here for Shiba Inu. And with respect to risk management level dollar cost average at, these are levels as we deplete the RSI below 35, as we deplete back to the preliminary golden cross first to have a better favorability setup for yourself, because ultimately you want to capture that profitability and not just buy and hold, right? Because of that dynamic type of how would you say, it's something that you want to practice your patience at the moment right now. And I can also understand the psychology behind, like, when you are actively or tactically doing something, it feels like you're controlling or managing, but it's actually counterintuitive, right? Because you can never time the market, nor do you have that wizardry or that ability to do so either, right? And to do so is to really study the technical analysis, use quantitative analysis to understand your rationale behind why you're doing what you're doing. And these are the levels that I just want to simplify for you guys to dollar cost average at, right? So hopefully this is helpful. Really appreciate you for dropping by again on this Saturday morning or evening, depending on where you are, or noon for me right now on the East Coast. And I'm gonna head out. I feel a little bit better than my earlier posting that I had this morning. I was really tired, but I feel like I'm getting better as I got a little food in me, and also drank a little coffee as well. But yeah, it's gonna be a good day. I hope it's not gonna be raining today. But the weather report is saying it's like 40% chance to 60% chance it's gonna be raining. So hopefully that's helpful. Really appreciate you for dropping by again, and stay tuned for the club. Take care.